Shabbat Shalom, family. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about a lot of changes are going on in the country, and we know this is because we're in the final days. Fast food restaurants, people aren't going anymore. In fact, there are many that have to file bankruptcy because their customers have virtually disappeared. And right now, we're in a time where fast food joints prior to the lockdown, they were making hand over fist money, because you could get a whole meal for under $10. So people did not mind going, but now it can cost $15 to $18 for the same exact meal that it was probably anywhere from $6 to $7 prior to the COVID lockdown. So people are now saying, you know what, times are hard. I just don't have the money. I'm not wasting my money on fast food. And that's exactly what's happening. And so these fast food joints, if you start looking at the news, they're all crying about losing so much revenue. Each quarter, they're earning less and less money. And some even have to close because the customers are no longer there. And I saw an article a few days ago on how McDonald's CEO is trying to come up with ways to win their old customers back because most of the poor and middle class were their biggest customers. And those people are virtually disappearing now. They don't have the money. And if they do, they don't want to spend it on fast food. That stuff ain't no good for you anyway. So, wow, I never thought I would see the day where a lot of these big name brand chains would be struggling, but we are in those times now, y'all. It's here. So, I'm going to share my screen. Yeah, but they are struggling now, and it's getting more and more serious as time goes on. Thank you. Thank you for the ones.
Fast food industry is dying a slow, miserable death due to a dramatic shift in economic circumstances and consumer preferences. So first off is the issue of cost. Just a short few years ago, you could get an entire meal at McDonald's for about $6. But now, due to inflation, it costs over $15 for a very similar meal that you could have gotten for a third of the price just before COVID. It's not just the price that's driving down consumer sales. The substantial increase in weight loss drugs, there just isn't that many people going out to eat fast food like there once was. Due to these changes, many fast food chains, such as Domino's franchises, are now declaring bankruptcy. Popeyes is another fast food chain in which many franchises are declaring bankruptcy as well, because people no longer want to pay for overpriced slop when they could eat much healthier at home.
Do y'all remember a few years ago that big Popeyes chicken sandwich craze that was happening among our people? They were all over the internet eating their chicken sandwich and making videos of how great they were. And oh my goodness, the Popeyes chicken sandwich, they were losing their minds over that sandwich. And now, y'all, Popeyes may have to file a Chapter 13. Well, whatever business. No, I think businesses do a Chapter 12. They may have to file bankruptcy. But they had lines going out the door. I think that might have been like what, 2022, 2023. The line was out the door. It was so long for that chicken sandwich. And now look at them. I'm just saying.
What do you guys think? Do you still eat fast food? And if so, do you think the changing economic times and consumer preferences will change the way we view and eat fast food forever?
Economy is doing so badly that French fry sales are tanking in the US. So the massive drop in French fry sales means that Americans are not going to restaurants. And you know what that means. When Americans aren't going to restaurants, it means that the economy is not doing well. The largest French fry supplier in the US is sounding the alarm because its sales have plummeted. It's the biggest French fry supplier to McDonald's, and it also supplies chains like Wendy's and KFC. Sales have fallen so far that it's having to lay off 400 employees, 4% of its entire workforce, and it's closing down a plant. Americans eat the vast majority of French fries at restaurants. Restaurants account for more than 80% of all French fry consumption in the US. Of course, with food prices having exploded and taking more than a 3-decade high percentage of Americans' wallets, it makes sense why people are pulling back. This company's plummeting sales are yet another reason to doubt all the stories that the economy is in a Goldilocks moment, or that the roaring 20s are back again. Unfortunately for this company and the workers that it laid off, they are going to have to wait until Americans have more disposable income so that they can resume eating out at previous levels. As always, for more interesting and informative stories on tech, business, the economy, and jobs, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel here and on Instagram and YouTube.
Well, millions of Americans have finally done it. They are ditching fast food once and for all. And it's actually for a shocking reason. It's not because of the healthy ingredients that they're using. No, it's because of the cost. And even the McDonald's CEO said that fast food is becoming too expensive. Look at this. It says even McDonald's CEO knows the fast food giant is too expensive. Now he's cutting prices to woo back cash-strapped consumers. This is something that McDonald's has done, Wendy's is doing, Burger King, okay? All these different fast food giants are trying to win back their consumers by giving them a little bit of a deal. But at the end, is it really a deal? That's the problem. Look at this. It says low-income Americans being priced out of McDonald's and wider fast food industry by soaring prices. It says McDonald's said last year that its spending on salary has gone up about 40% since 2019, while food costs were up 35%. Is it really because of the cost of labor? That's the reason why fast food costs are going through the roof? Possibly. But is that the only reason? No. But here's the problem. Now the American people are realizing fast food is becoming so expensive, they're not going there. This is a luxury that they cannot afford. Now, I still go to fast food restaurants, several times a week, but it's because it's a convenience factor. That's the only reason why. It's not because of taste. It's not because it's a great deal, because it's more expensive than cooking at home. I can even go to and buy stuff, which I have, from a company like HelloFresh or Factor, and I can buy meals from them, which is less expensive than going to McDonald's. Even getting stuff off their value menu is still expensive. Okay, it's expensive. Look at this, though. It says these are the most expensive fast food chains in the U.S. This is as the end of October. I want to show you this. Okay, fast food chains with the highest prices. Five Guys. I absolutely love going to Five Guys for their burgers, their fries, even their shakes. Very good, but it's expensive. For a family of five to go to Five Guys, I'm usually spending about $110, $125. Okay, for a family of five, it's expensive. Then Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box, okay, they are becoming a little more, a little bit less expensive nowadays because they do have some deals that you can get. But if you're just going there to get...
So I really think we're entering the era of the end of fast food, because with the prices nowadays, who's going to continue to justify being able to eat food that you already know is not good for you and also pay a lot for it.
We need to talk about how much a 6-inch Subway sandwich costs, because apparently I've been living under a rock. This weekend, we went to the mall in Illinois to go to the Nike clearance store because it's the cheapest place to get shoes for our kids. Please, don't take that from me. I need it. We're going to make a special thing. We're going to have lunch at the food court. I have 3 very young kids. I pay for 3 kids in daycare. We don't go out to eat. All right, let me just get a turkey sub. My fave, I'll go to Subway. Subway ruined themselves with the $5 footlong because now that's what everyone expects. But I'm okay, it used to be $5 for 12 inches. So surely it's going to be $5 for 6 inches, right? Inflation can't be that bad. That's 6-inch sub. I just got a sub. No drink, no chips, nothing. A turkey sub. Turkey, cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, onions, mayo. $10. $10. 10. I'm choking up just thinking about it now. See ya never, Subway. See ya never. I'm never coming back. 1, because it's not even that good. 2, $10? You're out of your mind.
Things are becoming so irrationally expensive that even I'm starting to question the prices. And I say that as someone who lives under the guise of, well, I got to get it anyway, right? So if it's gas or food, I really don't question it because it's a necessity for me to live. What am I going to say? I'm not going to eat food. And I just got food from Popeyes, and all that's not necessarily a necessity. 3 chicken tenders, a side, and a drink is $18. 18?
Can someone explain to me what the fuck happened to Five Guys? I went there the other day for 2 people. Hamburger, fries, drink. It was $60. I'm not paying $30 per person unless you're bringing that food to my table and refilling that drink. And honestly, at that price, I should be able to get a single of whiskey in there, and y'all don't even have a liquor license. Food prices are out of control, but Five Guys they're on extra cocaine.
You know something I think should be illegal? I just went to Taco Bell. I got a soft taco. And when they gave me my total, they said, would you like to round up by 50 cents for the Taco Bell Scholarship Fund? No, I don't. I mean, in my heart, sure, but that doesn't make any sense. Because Taco Bell last year reported $1 billion in profits. If I had $1 billion and I spent $100,000 a year, it would take me 10,000 years to spend $1 billion. 10,000 years. Why do you need my 50 cents that you're then going to say was a charitable contribution and use it as a tax write-off? And all of your workers make minimum wage. Something's not right.
What happened to Panera Bread? $71.62 for 3 sandwiches, 2 of them that were grilled cheese and 2 soups. $71.62. Are you kidding me? I know, guys, the Chipotle video, the McDonald's video, all these other videos of these places going crazy, but Panera Bread was something where you could go and get a half a sandwich, a little cup of soup, and a drink for under $20. Is this how completely out of touch these companies have gotten when it comes to pricing this stuff?
Have these fast food restaurants lost their damn minds? We're out running errands, door dashing, doing some things today. We pull into Burger King and I get a junior Whopper. My husband gets a Whopper. Why is just a Whopper, not the meal, just a Whopper, $9? I can go to a damn restaurant, get a better quality hamburger with French fries for probably $9.99. Why the hell is anybody eating at fast food restaurants right now? I mean, we don't eat out at fast food restaurants very often, so I had no idea that a Whopper was $9 by itself. By itself! Never again. We will not be coming back to Burger King. $9 for a flipping Whopper. That's just insane.
Chipotle is saying, if you're broke, then Chipotle is not the place for you. I mean, that's what he's saying in so many words. Basically, he's saying that their core customer base, 60% of their core customer base are people who make over $100,000 a year. Yeah. So basically, they're saying that the majority of their customers, 60%, make over $100,000 a year. Therefore, they won't mind the 1% to 2% price increase because they can basically afford it. And those are the people they are targeting as their core audience regarding their new price increase. So basically, if you're broke, Chipotle is not the spot for you. Do not go to Chipotle. Their core customers are at $100,000 a year. They're confident that they can lean into that group a more meaningful way.
This is the craziest shit ever. So I'm here at Chipotle and I just want to show you guys what I ordered. This is literally all that I ordered. Just this. And this shit cost me $20. 19, but that's basically 20. $19 for one person. That's literally an hour of work for a lot of people in the world. This is crazy, and I'm only here because I'm starving, but it's some bullshit.
I just paid $19 for this sad little sack of Taco Bell. Who remembers the glory days when you could roll through with your car full of all of your friends, get the entire menu practically for like $7?
I got Starbucks last week for the first time in a while and was absolutely floored by how much money it was, to the point where I think I finally reached my threshold of Starbucks actually being worth the money anymore. And over the past 5 years or so, there have been quite a few things that have reached that threshold for me and my husband, where we're trying to save money to do things that actually matter to us. So we've been really cutting back on the things that don't matter. And I've created certain rules for myself when it comes to spending money on things I don't necessarily need. So for one thing now, I am literally just getting McDonald's iced coffee for $1, or I'm going to support a local business if I want coffee. I'm not spending $6 on a medium iced coffee anymore at Starbucks. A long time ago, Panera reached this threshold for me. It is just so expensive to eat there, and I feel like they give you less and less food every single time. I cannot remember the last time I went into a Panera. They are highway robbery. A couple summers ago, my husband and I went to a restaurant, a pretty standard restaurant, I'll say mediocre. And it was literally $60 for us to get lunch, no alcohol. So we drew a line in the sand that we were only doing fast casual, Jersey Mike's or Five Guys, or we were going to a nice restaurant. We're not doing any of the in-between restaurants anymore because it's just not worth it to us at the end of the day. And alcohol, this is a huge one for us. We're both not big drinkers in general. And I will say, when I lived in South Carolina for college, it was so much easier for me to justify getting a drink because it was $4.25 for a mixed vodka drink. Here, it's $15 for a cocktail on the cocktail menu. It's just not worth it to us at all. I think my husband got a canned cider one of the last times we went out. It was legitimately $11. I was come on, I can't deal with this anymore.
Since when did fast food cost just as much as a sit-down restaurant? We were at Chick-fil-A and it cost $60 for 4 of us to eat. $60. That is a sit-down restaurant with a drink for the both of us and a kids meal.
2 kids meal.
2 kids meals. And that we're spending that on fast food. That's crazy to me.
Fast food has turned into sit-down restaurant prices.
I guess so.
When you go to get fast food now, you might as well go to a regular sit-down restaurant because it's almost equal in price. It really is crazy. In fact, I really think that this year, 2026, we're going to see a lot of fast food establishments close down. In fact, there are already talks of quite a bit that are closing down, but I think the trend is going to continue, especially as the year goes on, because they're not lowering their prices. I know they're coming out with more deals, in terms of maybe children eat free, or, they're trying to say, oh, you get more on a value menu. They're really trying to get customers, their attention. And I've seen other healthier options they're trying now protein bowls and stuff like that. But I think because the line has been crossed at with the price point, I think that's just it, because that was the reason why people would go and get fast food. Otherwise, what's the point? So it is what it is. I think they're going to continue to see more and more closures. People just can't afford it anymore. The buy now, pay later programs that they've been offering even for fast food, where are we? What world do we live in that we've come to that? fast food already is not good for us. So you know what? Maybe this is for the better. But let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think? Do you think that fast food is going to continue to thrive, or do you see that these businesses are going to be closing down because right now the demand's not there? The consumers are disappearing. You know, people don't have the money for that. So what are your thoughts? Let me know. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, everyone.
No, the whole fast food industry is going to start disappearing. That's what's going to happen. People are going to accept cooking at home because it is just more practical than going out and, you know, and they're right. Fast food prices are the same as a sit-down restaurant now. It's not worth it. People are not going to throw their money away like that. And you see it's changing. It's changing rapidly. And even here in New Jersey, where I am, the stories have been coming out for the last couple of years about how customers are just not coming in to fast food restaurants like they used to. And they are right. I remember going out and be out and about, especially when it would get like a Friday night or Saturday, and the line would be wrapped around some of these fast food restaurants, especially, you know, because that's a time when a lot of people got paid. Well, you don't see that no more. You do not see that anymore. I can go past one of those restaurants a Friday night. You do not see those cars wrapped around the restaurant no more. So, yes, it is definitely changing, but I think the industry has ran its course. That's my opinion. It's ran its course, and it's just time for it to go. It's time for it to go. It's not practical anymore for people to even go to fast food. So, Antithesis, thank you so much for your support. Alcha, supporting fast food is mainly slop now. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. I agree with you. Antithesis, thank you for the 5 channel memberships. I deeply appreciate your support. Anthony Bates, thank you for the 10 jewels. Gold coin, thank you so much for your support. Yeah, a lot of them did, the sad part is they're not going to lower their prices. Now, McDonald's might do it for a limited amount of time. I think if they do it, it's only going to be for a short period of time. They're going to raise those prices back up, y'all. It's just a temporary thing to lure people back in, and they're going to gradually inch those prices back up. You know, it really, at the end of the day, they're not going to keep those prices down for long. That's just my opinion. Yeah, it's not like they're giving you more or giving you something better for the increase. They're not doing that at all. They're not doing it. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. I have the Bible study already set up for 1:45. I know I won't see all of you there. The ones I will see there, I'll see you then. And those of you that are not into being a Hebrew, have a wonderful afternoon. But be on the lookout for my upcoming lives. Shalom, family. Shabbat shalom, family.